Hi everyone, welcome to OWTV. It's me as always, Renanthra, but with me today I have Team Liquid's tank Infekted after his big win against SSG. Infekted, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Honestly, I'm still riding some of the adrenaline from the match and I didn't even play. So I'm sure you must have your heart going even the day after. Like, how did the team celebrate after a big win like that?
Well, it was actually funny because after we won, my mom sent a pizza to the house for us to like celebrate.
Wow.
So we all had pizza, and Vega went to go like hang out with his family. And I think RuPaul and Cass like hung out last night and did stuff, but everyone else kind of just chilled. But I mean,
Nice.
yeah, it's great to win always. So
Yeah. I mean, mom sending pizza to the house, that's really nice. Do your parents watch all your games?
yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, a little bit of support. I like that. I mean, you are living away from them now, right? You're like at the Team Liquid house with everybody.
Yeah, so all of us is here except for Zira, but he still lives like in Dallas. So he's like maybe like 30-ish minutes away from us. So
Oh, okay. So not too bad. Like, does he come by the house for matches, or does he kind of still play separate?
no, he always plays at home, but like normally like after we'll win, like he'll like come over and we'll like all hang out. But we didn't
Oh, okay.
yesterday, but
Cool. So
normally.
that car ride to the house 30 minutes after winning the game must have been crazy. He must have been like so excited.
Yeah, I mean, well, we didn't do it yesterday, but like normally, like I know when we beat Nightmare, like 2 weeks ago, like he came and we all hang out, so it's always really fun.
Awesome. Cool. Nice to see that he's not left out on that side, especially after a big win. So, yeah, like I saw this on Twitter, checking your page before the interview from I Kill People 18, which is a crazy name, by the way. He said, this is like your curse breaking game after 10 map 5 losses in a row, which is insane. First of all, is that true? And like, how do you personally feel about having come and overcome that obstacle?
Yeah, so I mean, as much as I hate to admit it, it is true. I don't know. Like, I'm happy that I broke it, but also like I could tell like in map 4 and 5, I was playing really bad, like way worse than like I normally should, and like especially like during the map 5, like I made like a bunch of mistakes, and in my head, I was like, wow, like we're gonna lose a map 5 because of me. Like I'm actually cursed. Like every single time I'm respawning, I'm like, what the heck am I doing? But then after I respawn, I lock back in. But I mean,
Did you say? No, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
It is great to break the curse finally, but I definitely got carried by my team, especially my DPS too. I mean, Tree and Zero were going crazy that match. So
yeah, I mean, I respect you for being humble, but it's a team game and you played your part for sure. I think you've earned to break the curse. Would you say you're a superstitious person?
in some ways, I never like believed that like I was actually cursed. I always just thought it was unlucky, and I mean, I guess also like the fact that I've lost so much, it just makes like this win feel like much better than it normally would. So
Yeah, I'm sure you can't help but think about like, really, am I going to have 11 losses in a row, like in the middle of the map? So that's something you overcame, and I'm sure all the people watching were super happy to see it. We're gonna dive into every single map of this very long 5-map series now, starting with Illios. But I'm sure going into the match with SSG, you guys must have prepared a lot. There must have been a lot of pressure coming into the game, and especially with everyone saying this is Team Liquid's meta. Team Liquid should win this stage on these comps, and everything like that. So did that affect you, your team, going into it?
I don't think the fact that people were saying it's like our best meta and like we should win kind of affected anything, because we have a lot of confidence in ourselves too. And even though this is a great meta for us, it's not like the ball like Tracer Genji, like Kiri Wuyang is like hard meta. Like there's always hero bans and there's always like different maps and like stuff like that. And the thing with SSG is like I've actually like Vega said this on the post-match interview, and I think Guffa said this too. Their style is like very unique and it's like hard to practice against. And especially since we weren't scrimming them like the week leading up to it, it's always more of just like learning how to like adapt to their play style. So it's probably going to be the toughest match in my opinion that we have.
Yeah, definitely a curveball coming from SSG this weekend. Starting off in Illios, we actually see some more standard things coming out. We saw a Wuyang ban from them, which, according to Vega's interview last week, earns him the most aura points for being the first person banned out. But then we see you guys ban D.Va, and D.Va was definitely problematic over the course of the series. What was the logic on the D.Va ban here to kick off the match instead of maybe holding it in the pocket?
Well, Illios is a really good D.Va map, and since we have first ban, it protects tank. and we really want to protect like Ball and Winston because we think that Ball and Winston is like the best into like their sim comp specifically because they always play like the Cass Diva sim or they play like Zarya sim cast or like Zarya cast, and like Winston is good into all of that, and also Ball is just really good on Illios too. So it's more just protecting the tank, and then also because Diva's so good on Illios, we just want to get that like that map 1 win.
Gotcha. Were there any regrets later in the series about, oh, would it have been really nice to hold the Diva ban later here, or do you guys kind of stand by that decision?
No, I stand by that because it's like on the other maps, I think Illios was still like the best map for Diva, to be honest. And I think because of that too, like they went like some like Sig Torb Sim on like on Lighthouse,
Oh yeah,
which was kind of weird, but
yeah. I mean, you did work when that they TP'd on point. You were waiting right there. It was you made magic happen. So
I wouldn't say it was magic. I would say more they just kind of 5-man TP'd on point 2 fights in a row. But I mean, yeah,
they swapped off it eventually. A little too late, but eventually.
Yeah.
We also saw on Well, they played, like you mentioned, something unorthodox. They played Freya, Farah, and later we see that on Rialto and Suravasa as well. Was that something you had anticipated seeing? Did you guys run into that in scrims, or like did you have to figure out how to play against that comp on the fly?
Oh, I mean, I've never seen that comp in my life. That was the first time I've ever seen it. I think it was just more. I think that like caught us off guard. So like it definitely worked for them, like on Illios specifically. I think we were just having trouble like connecting on our hits. Like I was going on the Pharah while like people were looking at like the Freya, and we were getting like split like mid fight a lot. And like I think we still should have won that. Like the last fight of that too, we had like 4 ults and they didn't. I think they only had like 1 ult, and like Vega got like first picked, but also like we didn't like make them like fight. We didn't like fight strong enough like on their walk up. Like they're walking out of spawn, we kind of just gave up the whole like all the space.
Yeah, in Vega's post-game interview, he did say that first picks happened quite a lot in the neutral 5v5 situations that shouldn't have happened. I can't help but feel like Freya Farah is really good at that, and being unprepared might have lent to kind of those unforced errors. Were you expecting them then to play Sim or Sigma in Lighthouse, or was that kind of like they just tried anything there?
No, I mean, I have no idea why they did that, to be honest. I mean, I could see it just like being different, but like we just scouted that we saw that they were on Sig, Sim Torb and Spawn, and or not in Spawn, like walking out of Spawn. Like we just saw it, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna sit on point. I'll just boop them because that's the only thing they can do really is just TP point.
Nice. So fast thinking did a lot of work on Illios to earn you a lead in the series. So that was really good. I think everyone anticipated Liquid to win Illios, to be honest, just given kind of how the picks and bans went and how strong things were in the meta. Going into King's Row is when people started to think, okay, this is the real test. Are Liquid going to 3-0 the series? Are they going to really put a statement out here? And that started kind of rough, actually. They protected Zarya with a Winston ban, targeted against you, obviously, and telegraphed a bit of their strategy. But what we unexpectedly saw was you on Ram kind of a lot over King's Row and other maps as well. Is that something you think is like strong this meta?
I wouldn't say it's strong. I think it's just more, it's good into the comps that SSG play. Because I didn't even play Ram once this week at all. Like that was the first time I like picked them.
Oh, so it was just like straight into game day. You're like, okay, this is the best. I'm just going to whip it out.
Yeah. Especially since they banned Winston. I think Winston is like better into their comps than Ram. So like Ram's just like the best second pick. But Ram has always like been like a good character on Kings too. And like because they buffed him a little bit, I think he has like definitely more merit than he did last patch. But
yeah.
No,
so,
that's it.
I mean, Kings like what was a bit of back and forth. Like, do you like think that it wasn't as maybe strong for performance as you would have liked because you're on an unfamiliar character, or were there other errors that kind of closed the gap a little bit?
Well, I think our first defense, like the big thing was like because we'd never really played with Ram before, we didn't really know how to play like Ram Genji Tracer, which I don't think is a good comp like at all too, because you could have seen like I was trying to walk up, but it's so hard to walk into like a Sim Diva cast, and I'm just holding my hands up the entire time and I can't do anything. And it's hard for our Genji Tracer to kind of go into, which is what makes Ball and like Winston so good because they can just go in and out a lot and like cycle. But Ram is like kind of like a hard character to like cycle with.
I see. So it's a little bit awkward with the comp and how it was set up, but even if the pick itself is strong in a vacuum.
Yeah, I think the comp was just like the big reason why our defense was really bad because we didn't really know how to play it, and like by itself, it's just not good.
I mean, you guys still clutched up and started the series 2-0, and at this point, you guys must have been feeling pretty good walking into the third map. But then Rialto happened, And that's when they finally used the ball ban on you, taking kind of wrecking ball out. Was I think a lot of people expected you guys to struggle, and that was kind of true. There's also the big C9 later in the map, which we'll talk about. But did you feel like you guys were coming into third map confident against what you saw was Sim on attack? Like, was that a thing you guys expected to see?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think we were also really confident too. I think we just kind of choked our first point hold because like we were holding up really close, and I got like my jump and bubble forced out, so they kind of got like a free TP in. So I'd still say we're confident. We just like had like little mistakes like that, and then kind of like the rest of the map, I don't think we had like good ult value, and I think it's like also really hard to kind of play Ana into that because they would just TP in and just like 5-man kill our Ana.
Yeah, just looking for RuPaul all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think if we win like a Lucio Curie comp or like something like that after first point, it could have been closer. But I think a lot of like the same as King's Row, I think it's just more of like we don't really know what to play against it until after we get full capped on with like 3 minutes.
Right. It takes a little bit of time to, I think, like figure it out. But you had a big response on your attack after getting full capped at least. And what was said between the rounds there to kind of like, what did you guys discover and figure out to kind of even things out?
I think the big thing is we realized that like Tracer isn't really as good into that comp, and Zero really wanted to stay Genji, and like Tree also really wanted to play Hanzo because they were both, and like in my opinion, they were both like playing insane on those characters. So we were just like, just keep Tree on Hanzo. He's gonna keep first picking people, and Zero will just keep getting magic picks, and we'll just all do our jobs.
Cool. But then you guys went to overtime, and obviously Tree and Zero were doing work and kind of took turns getting random picks here and there. It ended up being really close. But you beat push, get 2 kills straight away, and then C9. Like, what is going through your team's heads at that very moment?
I mean, yeah, it was pretty bad, but also I don't think we let it affect us too much because like we knew that they had 5 ults coming up, so that's why we C9 because we were chasing the Lucio to like kill him before he had beat. He was only 70, but like we're calling like we beat first. If he gets beat off, we're probably gonna lose the fight. So I know like I think me and RuPaul both ran off, but. Yeah, I mean, one of us should have just stayed while the other killed the Lu.
I mean, also, that insight is really good. I think, yeah, people watching not necessarily understanding that like everyone's gunning for the specific strategy to kill the Lucio because you think the fight's lost if he doesn't die anyway. That probably makes it hurt a lot less. Yeah, as you were saying.
And like I remember too, like the start of that fight, I went in with Primal like super early trying to force it out, but like they're just all in spawn. So like I trolled that too, but. I mean, it was still a really good push from us, and I still think we should have won that map. I think the big troll was like on our overtime defense. It was like they were about to cap first, and I think Zera got like first picked. We should have just like fought on point and just gotten out their ults and just win in the next fight with like 3 ults. But then we tried to like win with like Beat and like Curie ult, and it just kind of like screwed us like ult economy wise for the rest of the map.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like to hear from like a player in the match identify the losing moment as like not this very big C9 that everyone's like, whoa, that's the reason they lost. For you to kind of pick a different moment, like actually 3 steps back here is where I think we really lost the game, and that's really cool. Yeah. So now the series is 2-1 your favor. Still feeling pretty good, I'm sure. With an extra map to spare, and you guys go to New Queen Street. We see you ban Cass, so the viewers are definitely expecting you to be free on ball, which you do start on. But you actually then swap to Winston after losing a couple of fights on the map. What was the logic behind the Winston switch? Is it just better into Zarya regardless of the map, or was there another reason for the swap?
It's just, Winston's just really getting into their comp. Like Ball's also getting into their comp, but like Winston is always being Zarya, and like normally Winston is always hard into like Cass and Reaper. Just because they deal like so much damage to him, and you have to play around like just like Reaper, like his shotguns, and then like Cast Flash and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, Winston's just like really getting into that comp, better than Ball for sure.
What are the differences like in what you have to keep in mind when you're playing Winston versus that comp versus Ball in that comp?
Well, the thing with Winston is Bubble is just OP, and he can kind of just like zone anybody off. So like if their backline's far, you just bubble off the Zarya, focus the Zarya, and then if like everybody's just like playing normally, you can just zone backline with like Bubble. Bubble's the most important, and then also Primal's like a really good ult. But like Ball is very hard to like punish, and he can just go in and out like really fast. So it's more Winston is more of like kind of like a committal where it's like if you jump in, you have to know that you can like stay alive for like 6 seconds to jump out. But like Ball, you can kind of just be annoying, go in and out, get out CDs, and then push. But it's definitely not like as like impactful cycles as Winston is.
Gotcha. So that map you decided, okay, Winston is what we're going to go for here. It didn't end up working, but I think SSG played a good game there. What was the reason, do you think, for the loss on New Queen Street? Because obviously you probably didn't want to go into a map 5 position.
First fight, I rolled in the 5 people as ball, and then in my head, I was like, I gotta do more because I just rolled in the 5 people as ball and I didn't swap. And then ball is just like, Winston is just so much better. I should have just swapped Winston, but I stayed ball for another fight, and then they just like started off the map with like 80 meters. And
because it's like 66 meters or something. It's like pretty steep.
Yeah, and it pushes so hard to come back from, like once like a team gets like a really big lead like that. So I think I just should have saw Winston earlier. I saw people like blaming Tree for going Soldier, but like Soldier's good on that map. And it's like fine with our comp too. We just weren't like connecting like as well. And like our ults weren't gaining enough value as well too.
Gotcha. Yeah, defending the Soldier pick, I think it was actually fine. I do think, the ball roll through 5 people probably had a lot to contribute at the start.
Yeah.
But mistakes happen, and now you guys are in a map 5 position finally during Suravasa, and you're on the verge of a reverse sweep. What's the conversation between you and the team, or maybe what are the coaches kind of saying right before going into that match? Like, how are the vibes?
I don't know. I don't think the vibes were any different. I mean, I guess everyone was like a little bit on edge just because it's like, oh, like we just threw that map and we should have won it, like Rialto, I guess. Like, at least that's what I was thinking in my head. But I don't think anything was too different. And like going into like the bans, we just thought that like Lenny was playing pretty good on Tracer and Zero was having a great match on Genji. So let's just ban Tracer and just go like some like brawl Genji comp. And there was like, that was pretty much it. And then also we wanted
Kiri, I think. It was like Tracer Kiri bans in the very last map, which I was like kind of surprised to see. Like you said, I think Vega in his official broadcast interview said that he actually wanted the Tracer out because he thought Lenny was putting pretty well on it. How does that impact your team to like have bans that kind of hit both sides?
I don't think it impacted us too much just because like we knew that we wanted to play the Genji stuff, but it is kind of like just like kind of have to remember like, oh, like Tracer's banned, we can't go this because they rolled on like double flyer and we kind of forgot that they could pull out that comp. And I think Tracer would have been like really good into that comp. So we kind of had to like swap our like tire comp around us not having Tracer anymore.
Yeah. Like, do you think that like going into map 5 position where like there's been so many bans throughout the series and there's lots to keep in mind that like it feels any particularly way different? Like, do you besides the nerves, because you said you guys talked and you said the vibes weren't like different, going into the actual match itself with like everything changing around, is it easy to forget what's going on?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a little bit, but like not really. Like it's easy for me. Like I can like stay locked in and like, oh, we're just playing the game. But also in the back of your head, it's kind of like, oh my God, like let's not get reverse swept. I want to win the map 5. So yeah, it's a little bit like overwhelming, I'd say, especially since like that comp we played too. Like we're just playing in a double flyer, never played against it. We're playing like Ram, Bab, Genji, Lucio, never played it. So it's like, it's almost like a ranked game. It's almost like I'm playing ranked, but it's like the stakes are just much higher.
Yeah, a really high stakes ranked game. That's like, I think that's super interesting because SSG came prepared with a lot of things that were totally unexpected in that series, and in a map 5 when they're like, it's like kind of like a quiz. It's like, do you remember all the things we played through this series and we can whip out at any moment? If not, you're going to find trouble. And that was evident. There was lots of back and forth moments on this one, and it ended up going to the very last map. They were like 99, and you guys had to do a 0 to 100 run at the very last moment. Your team's retaking with the last attempt. You guys had, I think, Ramalt and Tidal Blast, and they had BAP window. They had Lucio beat and Simwall. So you're down in alts. What happened in this fight, and how did you find like all these kills to close out the match?
I actually don't even know. Like, I remember just like, I just remember saying I could touch. I walk on the point. I hear like our title last like stun their Lucio. I thought he Ajaxed in the moment. I didn't even know he got the beat off in my head. I just heard Zero say Lucio stunned, and I was like, oh, he's just nonchalant about Ajaxing him. But I mean, they just ended up. I don't know. Their sim was just on the middle of point, and then I punched her, and I saw their bow, so I just walked in him and I punched him, and like they were just kind of all in reach. I don't really know. It's like those moments where it's like, I don't really know what happened. Like they just kind of, like they were just kind of there.
We pressed Q and then like the autopilot took over and I punched everyone out and I woke up and we won the series.
Yeah, I guess my team must have done like a great job at living, because the fact that they were all kind of like staggered in the middle of the point, I had the time to like kill like 3 people, and like my entire team is still alive too. I think we just did a good job of like living around like their sim wall and their beat.
Yeah, I think like watching from like an outsider's POV, and we're seeing like the alts because the viewers can obviously see that, and we're seeing, oh, it might be it might be another map 5 loss for Infekted, but you guys really clawed that out, and it was an exhilarating moment. How do you feel about that match overall? Do you feel like you guys performed to expectation, or is this like kind of par for the course for you? Like what is the feelings about that, reflecting on the SSG game?
I mean, I thought we did not play good at all. Like I was honestly upset after we won because I thought we just did like I thought I didn't play good, and like I thought we only won because like we had like really good like clutch moments, like especially from like our DPS too. Like I don't think we win if Tree just doesn't get like a first pick like every single fight on like Kings and Rialto. So yeah, I think we can show a lot better. I think we can be a lot better too, because we definitely are. Like even in the scrims and like even in like in our nightmare match, like we played way better than we did. And I think both teams just kind of had an off day that day, and we just
Both
ended up
teams,
getting
huh?
lucky. I mean, I don't think they played that great like either, to be honest, but I know they're a good team,
All
and
right,
it's always
cool.
hard to play against them.
So you'd say neither team was at full power when we see a rematch later, a few weeks from now, when stakes are higher, that we'll see you guys kind of more polished on both ends.
Yeah, I don't think it will be as scrappy at all.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, there's something to be excited about, viewers. We have a higher stakes and higher quality match against Liquid and Space Station maybe coming up. Um, but okay, like the match is over now and we're moving into later weeks. The meta is developing and we saw a lot more hit scan from both teams this week. Do you think there's more of a place for hit scan heroes in the meta right now, or was that just kind of a result of the comps and the bans from this weekend?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think like Freya specifically is starting to like kind of like come up more, but I think there's also counters to like Freya too, like playing like Tracer Sombra and like stuff like that. And I think in the SSG, it's kind of hard to play like the Genji Tracer and the Zarya specifically. So I think it's a little bit of like because they're playing a Zarya, hitscan is normally good in the Zarya, and but I think in ball mirror, like hitscan's always going to be pretty hard in like a ball mirror or like whenever ball's on the field.
Got it. Got it. So it's kind of like in the right situations, they're viable now, if not strong even, but they have defined weaknesses.
Yeah.
That sounds like pretty good balance. What do you think is Ball's place in the meta right now after the midseason patch? Those nerfs seem to have mattered at least a little bit.
I don't think they actually matter that much. I think the big thing with Ball is his survivability and like mobility, being able to just like go in and out, and you can't. It's like super hard to punish him. There's not like another tank in the game that can really do as much as Ball as fast as he can. And I think only changing like his ammo and his like the mine. I think his mines last like 4 seconds like shorter, or like they last only like 16 now. I don't think it changed that much for him, for sure.
Gotcha. So his core gameplay, the swinging around, the mobility, that's what's important. So if they don't touch that, you think that Hero's in a good place. Good to know. And then Wuyang, I guess the big topic, the new hero that was played everywhere, in every region, in every comp. He seemed to have slipped a lot this week. So what are your thoughts on Wuyang? Were there the nerfs that made him play less, or did people kind of started figuring out how to play against him?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think the nerfs definitely affected him a lot, and also people got better at playing against him. And I also just think Lucio Curie is always a really strong comp. It's taken over Overwatch 2 for the most part for support comps. So yeah, I think Lucio Curie is just very strong in general. But Wuyang's definitely like still good on like the maps where he's good, like longer range maps, more like we were able to play the double flex. But like on the closer range maps where you can kind of just like run people over, Lucio Curie is always going to be really good.
Gotcha. So he wasn't so meta defining. He kind of had his strong week, and now people are starting to figure them all out. That's good to know.
Yeah.
So obviously you guys have done a lot of prep for this game. I'm sure you will for your future game. And this coming week, you'll be playing Team Z, which power rankings wise, people aren't putting, in the upper echelon quite yet, not very convincingly at least. What are your expectations going into this match?
I mean, we should win. I have a lot of respect for them. I mean, I'm best friends with Astronex, the tank for Team Z.
Oh.
And I mean, all the players on there are awesome, but we should just win.
Are you guys doing anything special to prep for them specifically, or is it kind of like we're just going to play our game and see if they can punch up?
We're just going to play our game and see if they can punch up. I think we're just looking more ahead towards like the GK match for sure. So it's just more like kind of like solidifying like our play and just like just fixing our mistakes, just kind of polishing over ourselves.
Got it. So we'll see a cleaned up Team Liquid, and if it's not a 3-0, would you say that's kind of I don't want to say an embarrassment. That seems a little strong to say, but it's not what you want to see from yourselves, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, you said you're friends with Astro. Is there any player, Astro or otherwise, on the team that stands out for you? Is there anybody that could, bring them to a clutch victory against you guys, or no?
I think they're DPS because I think Peace is really strong on Genji, and I think Ryan's really good on Tracer too. Like, I think this meta is also like pretty good for that team too because they have Astronex, a ball player, Peace Genji, Ryan Tracer. So I could definitely see them like punching up too. Maybe even take it off a map if we're like having like a really, really bad day and like their DPS are just playing out of their mind. But yeah.
Gotcha. So one really is not enough. It has to be like a really, really bad day for you guys. But
yeah.
Okay, got it. Well, Peace and Ryan, those are shout outs for you. Astro, you guys too. Expectations will be high to see if you guys can accomplish a big upset map against Liquid. Infekted will be here to try and stop you, so try your best. Do you have any messages for Team Z going into this weekend that you want them to hear?
Nothing in particular. Just good luck. Have fun.
You're such a nice guy. Just good luck, have fun. I don't feel like being the bully today. I respect that. I respect that.
Thank you.
So, I mean, Team Liquid, big victory again. Congratulations. All those fans watching that game must have been very thrilled to see a 3-2 win and a big W from you guys. Do you have any message for all those cheering at home for Team Liquid?
I mean, of course, thank you so much for supporting us. I know it means a lot to all of us, and especially to me. I think it's like the big reason why we want to go to these lands, right? Is to like see and meet the fans. So, I mean, we can't appreciate you guys enough, and we love you all.
Oh, we love that. Oh yeah, drop the heart.
Yeah.
And then in exchange, everyone drop a follow for Infekted. His socials are there somewhere in the overlay. Buy the bundle in game. I'm sure that'll help feed him, house him, clothe him.
If you buy the bundle, your skills will skyrocket. You're gonna get powers.
There, you heard it. Yeah, there it is. It's the pay to win strategy. Get the bundle, drop the charm on your gun. It'll matter a lot. You'll inherit all of Infekted skills on the Wrecking Ball. That's how it works. All right. So yeah, that Infekted. Thank you so much for taking your time. I'm going to let you kind of enjoy the rest of the weekend and prep for your big games. May it be Team Z or GK coming up. Either way, please support Team Liquid. As always, this has been OWTV. I'm Renanthra. That's Infekted. Drop the follow, buy the bundle, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.